Hi everybody, it's Verna from stampinnotes.com and I'm here to share some beautiful birthday cards with you today. This is a free birthday card class. We'll get straightened out here and make sure everything's focused and ready to go. I hope you're having a good day today. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Verna Mullen. And I'm located in Western New York State. I live in the rural part of New York State, between Canisteo and Greenwood, New York. I live on a farm, and I work part-time in a law office, but I'm retired from Alfred University, but this is my fun job, and I love to share paper crafting. So, I'm on here today to share these cards with you, and if you want to be able to get all the supplies to make these cards, it would be 4 cards, supplies for 4 cards. It would be, you would get the cardstock, everything's pre-cut for you, like the dies are pre-cut. You would get the ribbon and the envelopes, the paper for the inside sentiment. And you would just need to place an order of $35 or more in my online store between now and Saturday at midnight. And this is the host code to use right here, BP3D487F. And you would use this at checkout. There's a place for the host code. To get these cards free from me, the supplies to make them, you just need to place an order of $35 or more in my online store. And then you will get the PDF tutorial and the paper and envelopes for 4 cards. Sorry, all the die cuts, the cardstock, and the designer series paper already cut to size. And it's for 4 cards. If you place an order of $50 or more before tax and shipping in my online store, you receive all that plus the Genial Gems. And I'm going to be using them today. They're really pretty. They're like a soft mint color and a faint pale papaya, but it's really more like a little bit of a gold color. So that's the deal. And I'll this is where you can go to order. I'll have a link at the bottom of this post, and also if you're watching the rerun on YouTube, I'll have a link in there so if you're interested in ordering. So let's get started. Hi Margaret, how are you today? It is rainy here. It feels like it could snow, but we're thankful it's not snowing yet. I'm going to grab my catalog because I want to show you the first card I'm making today is actually cased, copy and shared from the annual catalog. Actually, all of the supplies we're going to use are from the annual catalog today. So this is kind of different. We're making our own designer series paper with the stamp set, and the stamp set we're using is on page 62, and it is called Celebrate with Flowers. It's this one. It has a sentiment that goes the length goes vertically instead of horizontally. And you can see here is the card that I cased, except I'm going to use black ink on the side here instead of the white. Thank you for sharing too, Margaret. Okay, so if you share and comment, you'll get in for a drawing. And back to this stamp set, I used the black ink on this card, and I used black ribbon to pull that in. So let's make this card. So I'm using Coastal Cabana cardstock, and it's 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4, and I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm just going to burnish that so that it breaks down those fibers. Ooh, Margaret, I'm so sorry. I know, there's nothing worse than a painful tooth. All right, and I'm glad that you're feeling better than you were yesterday, and I'm glad you're going tomorrow to get that worked on. We're gonna take this card and I'm gonna cut off 3/4 of an inch from the front flap. So I've got our paper trimmer here. It's great. It has all the numbers along up here on the top in centimeters. And I'm gonna put it on, here's 1 inch, and I'm gonna put it on the 3/4 mark right there on this side. And I can see there's a line all the way down to line my cardstock up with. Yeah, especially with the holidays coming. You'll want to get that done. You'll feel so much better. All right, so we've got our card base done. Now I'm going to take, I have 2 pieces of basic white cardstock. One is for the front and one is for the inside. They're 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to do the stamping for the outside card, or the outside layer. And I'm bringing in a piece of scrap paper. And so I'm using, as I said, Celebrate with Flowers. I'm using this long stamp here that's got the leaves on it. And the first thing I'm going to do is ink it up with Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to churn it this, well, I guess I won't. I guess I'll leave it that way. I'm inking up my stamp with Daffodil Delight. And I've laid my scrap paper down there because this stamp is longer than the width of this cardstock that I'm using. I'm just going to start at the top. And now I'm going to turn it this way and do the next one. And it doesn't matter if the leaves touch a little bit. We kind of want that look. I probably should have done that one a little closer. Now I'm turning it around the other way. So we're going to do the top third of the card like that. And I'm going to take my stamp and clean it off. Where is my, here it is. Okay, and now I'm going to ink it up with polished pink in the middle for the middle part of the card. And we're going to touch, but not to try to go too far into that yellow. I'm going to churn it. And then I'm going to turn it the other way. And then for the bottom part, I'm going to use Coastal Cabana. Actually, I'm just going to flip this up this way. And I'm lightly tapping, and this is a rubber stamp, a cling stamp. I don't have there's a backing for these, and I don't have it on these yet. Sometimes I put them on, and sometimes I don't. Okay, now I'm going to turn this way. And we're going to go the last one there, okay? So we've got our card front. Now I'm going to bring in the inside piece, and we'll do all the stamping at once. And for the inside of this card, I want this greenery image, except I'm doing it in the Coastal Cabana. I'm going to do it on the left side, like that. And I want a little flower at the top of that. And I'm going to do the little flower in Polished Pink. Right at the top of that. And then I've got the little stamens, I think they are, that stick up, and I'm going to do them in black. So I'm bringing in my Memento ink. And I do have the sticker on this one. There. So that's our flower on the inside. And I'm going to do the sentiment, which is may your day be filled with sunshine. Oops, I already had it out here. And I'm going to do that in black. And I think I'll put that maybe up here like this. Yes, and that didn't color all the way. If I had used my Stamparatus, it would have. So what I'll do is take my black Stampin' Write marker and I will fill that in. I'm not going to take time to do that right now, but all right, so we're going to put this on the front like this, except the yellow is going to go at the top. And I'm going to get my Stampin' Seal because that glue doesn't seem to be working well. Okay. Or this is the Seal Plus. It is very strong. And you're just going to center this on this card like this. Okay. And now I'm going to take a piece of our black organdy ribbon. And this is pretty long. I'd say it's 18 inches long. And I'm going to wrap it around and tie a bow on the front. I love ribbon and I love gems on my cards. I love this ribbon. There's a white one. It's called the White Organdy Glitter Ribbon, and it is so pretty too. It came out in the August to December catalog. I'm going to slide that over just a little bit, like that. Trim our tails here. And I'm going to grab a glue dot and just anchor that ribbon down in the center so it doesn't move around. So I'm going to put that under where the knot is on that, and that'll help hold that in place. Okay, so we're going to stamp Happy Birthday here. And I'm doing that with the black Memento. And I'm going to put my stamp down and put my block on it like that. And get my black Memento ink. I'm going to open this up. And I want it right along this side here. Happy birthday. We have a lot of family birthdays in December. I have my son, 2 granddaughters, a daughter-in-law, a cousin, lots of them. Okay, so we need to put our inside sentiment piece in. And I'm coming in with that seal. And you want to put it over towards the left and not quite all the way over, like that. So you want your width here and here to be about the same. It's a little short there, but now the only thing we have to add to this card are some little decorative flowers, and these are called the loose flower Flourishes. And I am going to, first of all, put glue dots down where I want them on the front of my card. There's one. We'll put one here. We'll put another one. Oh, how about right here? And then I'm going to put one at the bottom of the happy birthday. Right down here. So I'm going to take the end, the putty end of my, take your pick tool to pick these up and put them right on those glue dots, right where I want them. There, and that makes a cute card. Cute. These are all feminine birthday cards, and I'm going to do a whole series of birthday cards. We'll do children and men. I'll probably do one more of the feminine birthday cards, and that will be the January, I think it's the Wednesday is the 14th. So there's that. All right, let's move on to card number 2. I'll move I have all of my different cards in little containers here, so I'm going to move this out because I am done with that. Okay, so card number 2 features another stamp set. This is the Art Gallery stamp set. It's beautiful, and it has matching dies that go with it. Or not matching, but dies that will cut out the flowers and the design on it. So move this out of the way and this out of the way. I'm going to burnish my cardstock like that. I'll turn it that way. And this is the Art Gallery stamp set. It's a 2-step stamp set. So we're going to stamp this larger image in a lighter color first. Then we're going to stamp this image in a darker color to accent that. And these are the dies that go with it. This says I just want to say, and you'll see the different images for die cutting the flowers and these little shapes here. I'm not using them today, but I am using the stamps. So I'm going to pull out this one we're going to use first. And I'm bringing in I have a piece of white cardstock, and I've die cut it with the stitched rectangle dies. These are a beautiful set of dies. A lot of them, all rectangles. And you can see mine is a jumbled mess at the moment, but a lot of different sizes. And the small sentiment piece I've die cut with this small rectangle here. All right, so we've got our flower here. And this is a photopolymer stamp. And I'm bringing in the darker color, which is Gorgeous Gray. And I'm just gonna, we'll do it this way. I'm gonna ink this up lightly on that. And with photopolymer, they do stamp better with something under it. I didn't bring my little mat over, but hopefully it will stamp good. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this first. We'll just give that a good press. And actually, I was meant to do the lighter color first, but we'll see how this comes out with the lighter color on top. All right, so there's that image. And now I'm going to grab the other stamp. And we're going to grab the Highland Heather, which is the lighter purple color. And I'm going to put my image over this. And it's nice because you can see through the photopolymer stamps where these would fit. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, see how that it really hardly shows. Where on this card, it's okay, and I'm going to use it, but on this card, I've stamped the lighter purple first, and then the darker to accent it. Still pretty, just I like the other one better. All right, so now we're going to bring in our stem. And I'm using Granny Apple Green for this. We'll get these out of the way. And we'll stamp up our stem, or ink up our stem. And put that down right there. I love Granny Apple Green with the purples. So pretty. All right. So now I'm gonna layer my, well, let's ink up the other piece, so we might as well while we're inking. So I have another small stitched rectangle, and we're going to ink Happy Birthday on this. And this is in that same art gallery stamp set. It has quite a few sentiments in it. Hey Teresa, nice to see you here today. Well, what's it doing out weather-wise in Indiana? Because you know we're going to get that in a few days. Okay, so we're going to ink Happy Birthday on there. And that is crooked, so I'm going to turn that around. Even though the stitching side is better on the other side, I'm still going to use it. Okay. Happy birthday. It's beautiful here. Oh, nice. Well, maybe we will get some of that. And then for the inside, there's a little flourish in this stamp set, and I'm going to use that on the inside of this card. I call it a flourish, but it's really like a flower and some leaves. I'm going to put it right at the bottom in the center, like that. All right, so now I'm using the hand pen designer series paper. And this is a lovely, lovely designer series paper. You ladies, some of you ladies are familiar with it, but it has beautiful floral images on it. So one side is all floral and the other side is solid, but they're really pretty colors. There's a green and a pink, and they're in the new in colors. So this is the fresh freesia. That's what I'm going to use for the front layer behind the sentiment on this card. Yes, Margaret's tooth hurts. I feel for you, Margaret. All right, so this is going to go on here, just like this. And then we're gonna, before I put this on here, I'm gonna put some ribbon around it, and I'm using fresh freesia woven ribbon. And it is actually this, yep, this is it. So we're gonna use this on there. And actually what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to tie this. I'm going to do my quickie ribbon with just tails. I'm going to tie this around, something round, and I happen to have my take your pick tool. Okay, and I'm going to slide that off there. And I'm going to cut this little loop so that's our two tails. And I'm going to pull that. So I'm going to take this and just put adhesive down on the back. I'm going to put it on the whole thing while I'm at it, but there we go. Now I'm going to take this. I want my tails about there. So I'm going to wrap that ribbon around to where the sticky adhesive is and cut it. Okay, and this is going to go right here on the front, centered. It looks about, oh, got to move it over just a tad. Okay. Now my happy birthday, I think I want it about like that. I'm going to grab some mini dimensionals to put on the back of this. This Take a Pick tool is great for a lot of different things. It has these little end things switch out, and you can, like this has that instead, and there's a little, also a little brush you can put on the end to use with your die cuts to get those little pieces of paper out of where your die has cut. They're stuck in die cut still. Yeah, thank you, Margaret. I love this set too. All right, so let's put this down here like this. We'll put it parallel with our ribbon. And I'm going to put some of the Genial Gems on the front. I'm going to use the soft succulent color. Maybe one there and maybe one down here. And then this, our inside sentiment piece. We will still be doing mystery stamping next week and the following week. On Mondays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so there's card number 2. And this is probably my favorite card from today. All right. Card number 3. Move that out of there. Thanks, Teresa. So card number 3, I'm using the stamp set with the birds in it. Garden bird houses. And I love this. I want to do more with this. And I'm also using, these are the Picture This dies. So you can die cut different shapes out of your card or your card front to add little windows or stamp in the windows, whatever you would like to do. So I have already used that on the front piece. This piece right here. And again, this is the Hand Pen Designer Series paper. And I'm using a piece of Balmy Blue cardstock with that. And I've burnished that with my bone folder. I have 2 pieces of basic white. One is 5 1/4 by 4 for the inside. One is 5 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to go ahead and layer my Designer Series paper on that. And I'm just going to, let me see if I can get my glue to work. Nope, I'm going to try to use this. I tried it before, I checked it this afternoon and I got some out of it. So I thought I could use it. All right, so I'm just carefully going around this with a seal. And again, if you weren't on earlier, this is a birthday card class, and I'm going to do a series of birthday card classes. The next one will be next month in January. This is feminine cards, and you can order the kits to make 4 cards if you place an order of $35 or more in my online store between now and Saturday at midnight. And you will get the envelopes, everything pre-cut, and that includes the shipping. So, and then if you order $50 or more in product, then you can, I will send you the Genial Gems, which I'm using with these. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is do some stamping, and I'm using Memento black ink because I'm going to be using the Stampin' Blends. And So let's have some fun with this stamp set. We've got birthday wishes in here. So I'm gonna stamp birthday wishes. I was looking for my smaller block, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. So with your photopolymer stamps, you just want to lay them upside down and put your stamp on it like that. Okay, my pad might be a little bit dry. That looks okay. So we're going to stamp birthday wishes in here. All right. Now I'm going to come in with one of the birds in the upper right. There's like 3 different birds in this set. And that tiny little circle. We're going to stamp him there. And we're going to stamp another bird on the left below that. And that guy right there. Oops, nope, I don't want him in the, I want him down here. Just like that. We're going to stamp the birdhouse in the large circle. One of the birdhouses. There's a couple different birdhouses. I saw a card with this set and someone had used the Painted Christmas Designer Series paper with it for a winter look, and it was just beautiful. It's the one with all the pine cones and greenery. All right, that's gonna go in there. And we've got 2 more to do. We need another bird. And we need some flowers down here. We'll do those first. And because this is, I don't want this sticking way up, so I'm just gonna ink up the upper part of the stamp, like that. Maybe a little more. Stamp that in there. And then we need one more bird. Need a bird that's gonna face the other way. So I think it's this guy right here. He's gonna sit in there just like that. All right, so our stamping is done for that part. And we might as well stamp the inside of the card while we've got the ink out, and then we can color it in. So for the inside sentiment, I'm gonna use hope each moment of your day is as special as you are. And again, I'm laying that down like that. I'm gonna pick that up like that. All right, and we're going to go just like this. And then I'm going to bring in the large branch, and we're going to stamp that. Okay, he's hanging off this block just a little bit. But for the most part, we got him on there. Okay, and this is gonna go like this. I'm just gonna push it down a little bit. All right. Okay, so all of our stamping is done. And now is the fun part of coloring it in. I'll get rid of this stamp set. So I'm using Stampin' Blends markers to color this in, and for this branch here I'm using dark old olive for the leaves. Actually, I'm not doing a lot of blending on this card. I'm not going to take time to do a lot of fancy blending, just getting the color on it. Go down just like that. The Memento ink does keep the blending pens from running. It is an alcohol, they are an alcohol-based ink that are in these pens. And I'm going to fix the bottom of this. This is the black blending pen, and I'm just going to go like that on that. All right, so this can go in our card on the inside. And you do see that the alcohol markers do bleed through whatever bleed through the cardstock. So you want to use something underneath it if you're concerned about it getting on the other side, like on this, which I'm not too worried about right now. And this is going to go on here, but I'm going to color it first. So I'm using Balmy Blue for the birds. I'm using the dark or the light. This is the dark Balmy Blue. And then I'm going to come in and accent it with Misty Moonlight. These will be little bluebirds. Actually, this is Light Night of Navy, and I'm just going to do his belly with that. I'm going to do the birdhouse and crumb cake and then go over it with blue. Actually, I'll do just, this is the dark crumb cake. And then I'm going to use the light Yep, this is light balmy blue. Too much coloring. I enjoy coloring. All right, one more, and that's our flowers. I'm just going to use a dark pale papaya and give it a little more brightness other than these dark blues and browns. Okay, and the ribbon. This is that papaya and white ribbon. I'm going to do the same thing with this that I did with the last card. I'm going to put this around something round or roundish. And wherever you want, if you want your tails to be over to one side of the ribbon, then you put them, you're going to have it to move. Wherever you tie your knot is going to be where your tails are. So I am doing it to that side of the ribbon because I want my tails on this end of the ribbon. All right, and then again, we're going to cut that loop. I'm going to pull those tails. Now this is a heavy ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of seal along here to hold it. And a little bit here. Whoops. I should have done that. I should have done, oops. All right, I'm going to use a glue dot on the back. I should have put the glue on the back before I did the front. Duh. Okay. Those are just to hold our ends. So this is going to go right here, up here like this. This is going to come down along there like that. I'm going to fold that over, cut that off. I'm going to put my seal along the edges here. I'm going to try to get some on this ribbon. All right. So, I'm just covering that right there. This is going to go on our front like this. And I'm going to cut this a little bit. If your this ribbon tends to fray, so what you can do is, if you want to, just take some glue and put it on the edges of this ribbon and let it dry, and it will keep it from fraying. All right, so this one we need a couple gems and we are done. And I'm gonna use these matte gems from the annual catalog. Oh. Actually, let's see how this will look with this. Yeah, not bad. The darker blue is okay with it. All right, so this one is done. Birthday wishes. Each moment of your day is as special. Hope each moment of your day is as special as you are. All right, card number 4. This is a fun one. move our stuff around here. The other thing with that last one, with the Give a Whirl dies, you get all these cool circles die cut, which would be cute, like on the card, on the envelope somewhere. All right, so our last card, we're going to use Poppy Parade cardstock base, and this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. All right, and I've got a piece of Designer Series paper, and this is from the Pattern Party, this Designer Series paper that's a Host Designer Series paper in the back of the annual catalog. It's like 48 pages of beautiful paper, and the back of each one is some kind of black and white pattern. It's only $18. And this is just so cheerful. So this we're gonna put in the middle, like that, of our card. And then we have a piece of Designer Series paper that is 1 by 4 1/4. And this is gonna go on the inside sentiment piece. This is that same paper. All right, I'm just gonna put it down towards the bottom. And it's a little long, so I'm just gonna put it straight across. And I'm gonna take my old scissors and cut that off. You don't want to use your good scissors with anything with adhesive on it. That one and this one. All right, this is still sticking out a tiny bit. There. Yeah, I love this paper too. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the inside of my card. Right, like that. Okay, so the front of this card, I'm using the Wishing You the Happiest Birthday stamp set. This is in the annual catalog. And I'm using die cuts from the Give It a Whirl dies. There are a lot of neat die cuts in this. I've used these different heart shapes here, but there's tags. There's all kinds of really cute shapes, not just for making a card that turns. So it's a great set to have. I've got a die cut for the front, and this is from the Scallop Contour dies. I've used this die right here. As you can see, there's beautiful scalloped dies in there. All right, and I'm going to use a Stamparatus because this is a very large sentiment, and my black ink is a little bit dry, and I want to make sure I get a good inking on this sentiment. So this is a photopolymer stamp set, so I'm going to leave this pad in here to stamp with that. And I'm going to bring in my die cut. Thank you, Teresa, for sharing. And my magnets. You want to keep these magnets away from each other because they're a hassle to get apart. Oops, I was thinking it was photopolymer, but it's rubber. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take that mat out because it'll be too large. Move that back in there. We'll get our magnet there and this one there. All right, so wishing you the happiest of birthdays. Don't we all need birthday cards, man? And I'm just gonna lay this here for that lid to sit on. So I've put the stamp where I want it on my cardstock here. And now I'm gonna ink it up. And the cool thing about this is if it doesn't ink very good the first time and I need it to be darker, it keeps the paper in position so you can do it again. And see, this is a little faded, so I'm going to ink that up again. Just like that. And I'm going to give that a good press. Yes, that's a good image. All right. So I'm going to move this is called the Stamparatus. I'm going to move this out because I'm done with that right now. All right. So I'm going to bring in my card again. And I want this on here. I'm not going to use dimensionals because I want it to be pretty flat. Because I've got some little hearts to put over it. Oh, there's a gem on there. I'm going to bring this back in. Center this on it. Looks about right. I want this to go over a little more. Like that. Okay. So I have these really cute die cut hearts. And they're stitched, which is really cool. So I think I want one up here, one there. And I'll put another one, well, I want the two large ones here, I think. I'll put this one there. All right, so I'm gonna use Seal Plus on these. We'll put one up there on the corner. This is the happiest of birthdays. It's in the annual catalog. And I love it because they're large sentiments. Happiest of birthdays. We'll put him down there. And we want this little one on the side. Right there like that. I'm going to bring in some baker's twine, and this comes in a set of 4 different colors. I'm using white, and I'm going to make a double bow. So I've just cut it and folded it. And I'm going to tie it as if it's one piece of twine. Like that. And I'm going to put that right there on that small heart. I'm going to cut off these tails. I should have cut that a little shorter. And we need a glue dot on there. You know, right in the center of our heart. like that. And so that card, well, let's put some gems on it. I'm going to use these pale papaya ones. Or not pale papaya, soft succulent. Let's put them up here. Oops. Put that there like that. Okay, so our 4 cards, we've got this one, the one with the birdhouses, the birdhouse and the birds, this one, and the one that's cased from the catalog, this one here. So if you're interested in the card kit, I'll have a link below this post to order, and if you're interested in just the PDF, let me know. That would be $15 for that, and the kit would be $35. Place a $35 order and you will get the kit free to make 4 cards. So and I will post the host code to use. I know, Margaret. I thought, well, now's the time to feature stuff in the annual catalog. So, ladies, thanks so much for joining and for sharing. And I will see you on Mystery Stamping Night. So, take care.